Linval Big Goon, last of the enforcers, Joseph has been a staple of the Minnesota Fighting Vikings defense since he signed here as a free agent in 2014. But his level of play slowly receding, and the Vikings are in a tight cap situation in 2020. So the question is, will Linval Joseph be back next year? Now, I absolutely do want him back, preferably at a lower number, but let's get into it. So let's talk about the facts. Linval turns 32 in October, is due to count $12.8875 million against the cap with $2.4 million dead. So the Vikings could free up about $10.5 million in cap if they do cut him. His PFF overall grade, as well as run defense grade, pass rush as well, has dropped each of the last 3 years. And the run defense one has been the most stark because obviously as a nose tackle in the 4-3 defense, that's going to be your numero uno job. And his grades have dropped precipitously the last 3 years. 2017, he raked in a 90.4 grade, which is fifth best in the NFL. 2018, it dropped to 75.6, and in 2019, dropped all the way down to 66.3. Also, his statistically, his run stops, tackles, pressures, and hurries have gone down each of the past 3 years as well. But you're saying with Linval and like pressures, hurries, sacks, etc., I always consider that more of a bonus, as that's not specifically his job. Like, you generally don't see him in there on third down passing situations. So any sort of additional pass rush you get from Linval on top of just absorbing body, stopping the run, and getting some additional penetration inside against the run as well, that's just a bonus, any sort of pass rush that you get. But also, I mean, it's been a direct correlation of the Vikings' defensive interior eroding and the play of Linval recently. And even though we all love Linval Joseph, I mean, looking at it objectively, it's not great. It's not great because even though first and foremost I love Linval, I think he's been very instrumental in the rise of Eric Kendricks. 98 absorbing multiple bodies in front of 54 is a big reason why he's so able to scrape around, make plays in the run game, as well as bop out and do some things in coverage. And Linval has been one of the big reasons why the Zimmer Hellfire defense has been what it's been. It's been perennially. I always struggle with that word, except I always bring it up. Perennially been one of the better defenses in the NFL, if not top 5, and I think Linval is a big piece of that. So I still think he has some tread on the tires. I would like to have Linval Joseph back, but also you have to ask yourself, Linval Joseph at $12 million a year, like how much better is that than Shamar Stephen at $4 million a year? Is his level of play really $8 million a year better, or is Linval even better at this point than Shamar Stephen? Because Shamar Stephen, remember, came in a 7th-round pick. Great value out of him. Just a hybrid backup. Can play some nose tackle. Can play some 3-tech as well. Went to Seattle. Came back to the Vikings. Signed like a 3-year, $12 million deal. Something like that in free agency. And I think that it was a solid pickup. I think it's solid value. And also at this stage of the game, Shamar Stephen is 3 years younger. I mean, is he a better value at this point? Probably. Is he a better player? Probably not ceiling-wise, just in terms of game to game, but it's tough. It is a tough spot. As well as you look at the rest of the Vikings roster, Julio Johnson, former 4th-rounder out of Iowa, just never really taken off, as well as Armand Watts, a guy that we really love. He can play some 3-tech as well as some nose tackle as well. So could he be the next guy who jumps up and supplants Linval Joseph? And of course, he's on a cheap rookie 6th-round deal, so massive value there. But I mean, does Linval still add value to this team? Absolutely. I think he would, both in the short term. Well, probably not long term, but definitely in the short term. But at $12 million, probably not. So here's my course of action. Like, I would love if Linval would take a pay cut, continue to stay on the Vikings for the next couple of years, or potentially a spot where the Vikings cut him and then re-sign him. And could you get Linval back for $5 million a year? I mean, probably. It's probably feasible, because I don't think that he would get a lot more than that. He may even settle for less, as the market for aging 2-down players probably not going to be massive. I mean, look at Snacks Harrison as well, who Detroit's getting let go. I don't see him inking up a massive deal in free agency necessarily either. And Linval, a little bit older, I just don't see it. But like I said, I think that Linval could still bring a lot of great value, both in terms of leadership, both in terms of being a two-down player against the run. Hopefully he shores a couple things up. The Vikings unit as a whole shores a couple things up against the run. So I would love to see him back, but not at full freight. All right, your thoughts. Let us know on Linval Joseph potentially being cut or being brought back. Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo or hit that join button down below. Find out how you can become a monthly or platinum Jerome. But until next time, as I die, Skull, production value.